Hello, good morning, Heather. Thank you very much for being here for this second episode of the series Beyond the Line.
Oh, thank you. I feel really nervous, but excited.
Me too. So we are
Uh,
in the same boat. I would like to start this conversation by asking you this year marks 10 year of Pool2Lake, which is an incredible work. It is an incredible project. And you also started with the usual kick challenge, which is very cool. I've never seen someone like doing the kick challenge to boost the year and start the swimming year. So it's a double question. How did you come up with the idea of the kick challenge? And how your students are taking it? And also I would like to hear from you the story of Pool2Lake.
okay. I'll start with the pool to lake, and I used to teach when I came from South Africa. I never, I was alone. I had a small child, and so whenever I was lonely or missed South Africa, I used to just go to the swimming pool and swim.
Uh-huh.
And the swim teachers there used to see me all the time, and they were like, why don't you come and teach swimming?" I was like, no, 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 I
Wow.
can't do that. Anyway, and then eventually I was like, oh, I need to do something.
Hmm.
And so then I started teaching swimming, and it just grew up and grew from there. Then I started teaching adults, and then I sort of not got bored, but I needed something else. And a friend of mine was doing 50 open water swims for her 50th birthday.
Wow.
And I was like, oh my goodness, that is exciting, that open water. I didn't know anything about it. It was
Huh.
in 2016, it was a really new thing. So anyway, so I went with her to do a few of the swims, and I was like, this is amazing. So then I went and did my qualifications,
Uh-huh.
and I just started small, and I invited friends that I knew at the swimming pool just to come to one of my classes. And now looking at the back at the videos and compared to what now, how many people are coming, it's
Yeah.
absolutely amazing. It's really grown. Um, I love the open water. I love helping people swim front crawl.
Hmm.
The kick challenge is, I suppose it's a motivation for me as well. Coming, December, we're with the family. We're maybe not
Hmm.
swimming as much. It's winter. And that feeling of not feeling fit, it's a horrible feeling. When you swimming's a little bit unforgiving, and if you
Yeah,
haven't swum
it
for a
is.
while, gosh, you know about it. If you miss 1 week, it feels like 2, 3 weeks that
Yeah.
you haven't swum. So, yeah, the kick challenge is just everyone hates doing it.
Yeah,
So,
because I think it's the most hated exercise that you can do in the pool. That's why I was so curious about it.
and triathletes, their ankle flexibility is not there. Their legs are generally quite heavy. So it breaks my heart when I see them really, really trying. But you know what? The determination and for yourself, that determination to complete your Ironman events or any triathlon or any long distance swimming, it's amazing to watch. So a little bit of encouragement, a little bit of texting behind the scenes. How you doing? Are you okay? I get a few cross emojis, few crying emojis. But it's a really good it's a good cardio,
Yeah.
fitness as well. Like, for yourself, you've got, your running and your cycling cardio, but the swimming cardio is a little bit different.
It's different, yeah. Yeah, it's not the same thing. And also, a lot of people think that swimming is just about the arms, but it's not. It's the whole body, and the
It
legs play a really big part in it.
absolutely. So we don't want to have like, we're not going to have a sprint kick where we're going to be kicking like 25 meters or 50 meters really, really fast. but we have to make sure that those legs are connected to the
Yeah.
actual body, sort of thing. I know, and that they're not dragging on the bottom of the pool floor. So the kick challenge, it was this year because it was my 10th anniversary. It's my 10th anniversary.
Yeah.
It was doing 10 lengths continuously.
Wow.
Which so it was a little bit harder
Yeah.
than the previous years.
Yeah.
So, but it helps with the body position as well,
Mhm.
and the balance in the stroke. So, yeah, definitely, it's been good.
So you actually you weren't doing open water swimming back in South Africa?
No, I didn't.
Huh.
I did
That's
one open
interesting.
waters. Yeah, because I used to do corporate catering when I was in South Africa.
Yeah.
And yeah, so I did one open water swimming event, and I must have been in my late 20s, and I hated it. Felt so conscious about walking around in a swimming costume.
Hmm.
So what I did was I had board shorts on, like big surfing shorts, because I
Hmm.
didn't want to walk around. When I think about it now, and I think, I always say to my daughters, if I could give them my 50-year-old head and put it on their 20-year-old bodies, they'll fly, that
Yeah.
anyway, so I did I swam with the board shorts, and it was absolutely awful. I had water coming in the pockets,
Yeah.
and I hated it. And then when I came here, to be honest with you, the open water swimming hasn't always been easy for me.
Hmm.
Um, I think, and I think that's why I can help quite a lot of people, because I can really relate to what they're feeling. The breathing was always so bad. I always used to, my head, I call it crazy head. Whereas, like what's in the water, the taste of the water, the color of the water. And I used to swim, I used to try and swim as fast as I possibly could so that I
Hmm.
could get out of the
Yeah.
water
Yeah.
as quickly as possible. Um, I now know that my trigger for the open water is if the color of the water is not great, then my breathing goes. So most people have a trigger of something that scares them or makes them feel uncomfortable.
It is true, because I was noticing it because I actually learned how to swim first in the sea and then in the pool because I live very near the sea, and especially in summer I used to spend them at the beach, and
Okay.
I really like water. So for me was actually natural, like jumping into the water. And also where I live, the color of the water, it's like a little bit greenish, so
Okay.
you
Yeah.
can
Okay. Yeah.
really see the bottom.
Yeah.
You
Yeah.
have to
Yeah.
go more south in Tuscany to actually have like a very clear and nice water.
Okay.
So I don't really mind not seeing the bottom, but I have also friends that are not used to like properly swimming in the sea, but
Okay.
they don't like not seeing their feet, not seeing the bottom, not the color of the water really impacts your mind,
Absolutely.
and so your breathing and your entire body. It's crazy how swimming, it's a mind body connected system.
Totally, totally. It's yeah. So like I like to help. I like to have we a trick, like not tricks, but or stuff to take the mind off the breathing, because you know what it's like. The breathing, if it doesn't if it's not doesn't feel right,
Yeah.
it's like a whole focus. All you think about it. So
Yeah.
I still now, even now, when I do like a longer swim or is I'm a counter. I count 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, or 1, 2, 1, 2. And for me, that just calms me down. I know that I'm going to
Yes.
get a breath on 3 or 2 or whatever my strokes, my breathing is. But yeah, so it's like it 100%, it's a mind and body activity.
It is, and it's awful, like especially in triathlon, in the swimming leg, where you have people swimming on top of you and grabbing your ankles. That is actually awful because uh, uh, It can be scary. You know that there are people on the paddle boards and boats that are checking on your safety, but water is still a natural element. It's not like running on the ground. You do not really belong in the water naturally. You're not a fish. So
Well, I
it's
always say
tricky.
we always have to have the huge amount of respect for the water because the water's strong, it will always win. So you would just have to,
Yeah.
respect it.
And it was really cool actually learning from a recent post that you actually from South Africa, and also you've spent several years in Botswana, and your background is in corporate catering. It's a really cool shift, this one from this career to actually coaching people into swimming and open water was so inspiring also.
I think it's just being, I always say if you've got amazing people around you, you can sort
Mm,
of like conquer the world. And
that is true.
I've been really lucky and, coming to England, I think in my 30s, I really grew up. I was a country bumpkin sort of thing,
Hmm.
and then coming here to England, it was hard,
Yeah.
you get on with it. You've got a child and you just carry on and you make the most of it. And, I've met the most amazing people. Really, it's been incredible.
Yeah.
Um,
The human
and
connection that you have built.
Absolutely, I'm really lucky. And I always tell people, and I say to them, I've only got nice people that are swimming with me in my swimming groups or wherever that, and it's really true. I really, the people are amazing. And for yourself, they'll understand the community of swimming is just it's we support each other, like us
Hmm.
in the lanes when you're swimming and you're doing a really hard set. If you've got your lane buddy there that's coming every week and they just say to you,
Yeah.
come on, we've got this, we can do that.
Yeah.
You can just see that weight being lifted up. And cold water swimming, when it's under 5 degrees, you can't swim by yourself. You have to swim with a partner. Those people are there. They understand your mannerisms. They understand your cold water triggers if it's getting too cold that you need to get out. That's that community spirit. That Ironman, when you see them and the people have been running for 13, 14 hours, doing the Ironman event for 13, 14, 15, even longer hours, and they just see the crowd cheering them on. It's incredible.
Yeah, it's a different kind of push because even your body it's telling you, oh, this isn't right. Like either I'm cold, I'm tired, I'm feeling different kinds of pains. But when you have people cheering, and especially your body's cheering, that's like the push
Yeah, just
that you need. And it's the aspect of community. It's very important because I was browsing your website, and you were also stressing a lot this aspect of having a group swimming with a group of peer people. And what I would like to know, what does it take to build such a strong community that it is lasting for several years and it is growing?
I think I really care. um,
Yeah.
I think I think also to yeah, I think I don't I don't know how. I just genuinely care. I do really care. And I did done an Instagram post of, I do 6-week blocks for my swimming and in the pool. And I do, like, when I'm working out, I do think of people's names and think, oh gosh, okay, that one needs to work on their hand entry, or that one on the rotation, or whatever. And also too, I think as well, because I'm having fun like when I get to the pool, I really enjoy seeing the people.
Yeah.
I enjoy their company, and I enjoy seeing the progress that the people. And when we in the lake as well, we laugh. We'll swim up to the top of the lake, and then we'll stop, and then we'll have a little bit of a laugh, and then we'll swim back again, and then we might have a little bit of a moan if it's a bit hard or whatever. But I think that they say the with the community, well, women are really good at bringing a community of people together. It's showing up as well. I'm showing up. I'm
Yeah.
there all the time, and I'm pretty consistent. So
Yeah.
yeah. And I think with the community it's a mixture of being with really good people. It's a mixture of being outside and doing a sort of a physical exercise.
Yes.
It's a combination of all those things as well, which make it a good community sort of thing. We like to be with people, we like to do exercise, and we still also like to be outside.
Yeah, and it's great that you do not stress the fact that you have to be like fast or like at Olympic level swimmer to actually join the group, which is very nice. Like my running group, for example, has this attitude like everyone is welcome, from the slowest runner to, yeah, to the also the fastest one. But the most important thing is that we are running all together. We are not
Yeah.
racing each other, we are lifting each other up, and that's the most important thing, because that's how you involve people into being active, moving, and enjoying the activity. And I think this is a really important aspect of creating a sense of fun, harmony, and friendship around a sport.
But I can just see like your face when you were talking about that running. Your eyes lit up, you were smiling, it's that's what it's about,
Yeah, yeah.
and so that what they are doing a really good job,
No, no,
by
yeah, they are doing that really, really, really well. I remember because in 2023 I moved to Liverpool to do part of my PhD, and I used to go to New Brighton and walk for hours, like up north. And I remember one day it was very gloomy, awful day, but the there was this group of women that came from the water with a wetsuit on, and they then had like a little bit of food, then the hot tea, hot coffee, and they
yeah.
gathered all around in the sand. And it was so cool seeing them enjoying the coldness of the water and then like a hot beverage and something nice, sweet after it. And they were chatting. And when I was coming back from my walk, they were still there.
Okay.
It was raining also, but I had an amazing time, and I was like, "Oh, this is something that I really would like to do," because like this scene seemed so
and and that
refreshing.
and that is what happened. It's sort of like with the lanes. I'll have mixed ability lanes. You
Mm,
do have to be able to swim. I always say it doesn't matter how you swim front crawl, but you do have to be able to swim a little bit, so with your face in the water. It's just because sometimes especially with adults, it can take quite a long time to
yeah,
teach people to, well, just to even put their faces in the water, and it's a really
true.
gentle, slow process. And I don't have, if I had enough a pool space, I think, I would do so much more, but I'm so
Yes,
restrictive on what pool space I can. So, and we can all learn, we can learn from, um, what we've been doing last term was putting swimmers side by side with each other. They might not be they're mixed ability, but just swimming slowly side by side.
Yeah.
And it's amazing for them just to see, gosh, I really understand that now. So
Uh-huh.
we can learn from each other all the time.
Exactly. Yeah. Yeah. Yeah, because we are not islands. It sounds like a cliche, but it's true. I mean,
Yeah.
especially in sport.
Oh, totally. Yeah. So we always, yeah, I like to mix it up a little bit like that as well as like, you know, swimming with other people, also too, I try and do sort of contrast activities at the end, depends, where we are in the training schedule and stuff like that. But, mixing some of the lanes of the toppers, so the top swimmers in with the ones that are still um, you're still learning. So we do relay races.
Oh,
So,
nice.
I bought
Yeah.
shower caps and I had shower caps and they had to I wanted ones with Father Christmas on, but I couldn't get those. So so it was like relay races with shower caps. We do sort of the Santa Christmas hat relay races. So we're just trying to mix the group together that it doesn't just because
That's
they're swimming
nice.
100 lengths and the other ones are only swimming 40 lengths. It doesn't mean they can't talk to each other, if you know what I mean.
Yeah.
So um, we do stuff like that just to mix it up a bit as well.
That's so nice. And you were mentioning before that in 2016, open water swimming was a very new thing. It wasn't really, uh, it hasn't this hype that it is having now. And from your perspective, how it has changed, especially among the amateurs, this sport and the culture around it.
Yeah, I mean, it really, like, even on social media, there wasn't, where you could swim. They weren't nowadays. They've got like mental health swim groups. There's in the UK they've got the Blue Tits, which is a
Oh, yeah,
massive,
yeah,
massive big
true.
group of a swimming community. Um, there really wasn't. There wasn't anything. There weren't any lots of open water coaches as well. Um, so it's just, I think with social media, um, people sharing their experiences, um, a lot of menopausal women, older women doing the cold water swimming has really helped them.
Yeah,
The mental swims massively. It's helped. There's something amazing about water. I always say the water is really healing, and be like, I've had people in the lake and they've just been they in the middle of the lake and are crying. They're crying,
oh
but
wow.
it's just that release for them, and I think that that feeling, or what people are getting, they've obviously they're sharing it as well, on
Yeah.
social media. They're sharing it with their friends, and it's just exploded now. It really, of where you can go. They've got retreats now. Before, they never used to be lots of retreats where you could go and do yoga and swimming, or um, you can go to Europe for swim camps and explore, the wild swimming now. The Lake District is really popular with wild swimming. So
It's beautiful.
it is amazing that it's really grown and exploded. And, there's people now swimming the Lidos as well, having in the Lidos, a lot of them were closed, run down. So there's lots of funding now. There people, their communities have been raising money. So um, it, there's England is it's got an abundance of beautiful lido. So all that
Yes. Yes.
rejuvenization of all that stuff as well has also increased the swimming and the love for it. And Ironman brand, I mean, it's a really strong
Yeah.
brand.
Yeah. Yeah.
um, but it's quite nice as well that there's quite a few swimming groups, swimming events like the Ocean Man series. I don't know
Oh
if you,
yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
which is the
Yeah.
European series as well. Those are coming through. A lot of that's filtering here into the UK, where people are now exploring about going to swim overseas, in Europe, which wasn't before. There's the Copenhagen swim, which is really popular, the Ultra 33 swim. All these things they're new sort of thing. Or
Yes.
maybe they've been running, but it's been pretty quiet. But
Yeah,
now it's
exactly.
big. Yeah, so it's triathlon is the popular. Everyone wants to do a triathlon.
That is true. That is true. And it's funny because so I'm used to swim in the sea, but in summer, because especially in Italy, like swimming in the sea, it's associated with a summer activity, like late spring, summer activity.
Yeah.
But open water swimming, it's a year-round activity, and I actually started getting into it, like shifting this mindset of I actually can swim in other moments of the year, not just when
Yeah.
it's hot.
Yeah.
When I
Yeah.
was in Liverpool, because I moved there in January in 2023, and I think it was like late February that I was seeing people in the docks swimming at the
Yeah.
water sports center, and instantly I called my mom and I thought I want to do that. I want to do that as well. And my mom
She must have
was
thought you were mad.
yeah, and was like, but there are like algae there, and the water is black, and there are some like moon jellyfish around there. And I was like, yeah, ma, but it seems so fun, and people are seems to enjoying themselves. And I actually went to the
Did you
water
do
sport.
it? Oh,
Yeah, it was so fun because I mean, I'm talking obviously from my experience and the experience of my peers that we are used to swim in the Mediterranean Sea in summer, which is a totally different thing, and that's the swimming in the sea for us. But actually, like it's cool how obviously other people in the world that live near different bodies of water actually consider swimming a totally different activity
yeah.
based in the docks in the sea. I went to Crosby Beach and actually had a dip there also.
Oh,
It was
fantastic.
quite muddy, but it was very nice because we don't have like these extremely long
Okay.
beaches, so it was very very nice. I was in Copenhagen last summer and I wanted to try the cold water dip,
Yeah.
and I did that as well. So it is actually cool how open water it's a very different activity in different parts of the world and in different
Absolutely.
waters.
And is it in Italy? Is there a community of cold water swimming at all?
Um, so in how was it was November. I actually went with my dad was doing an half marathon in a sea city nearby, and I was walking along the sea, and I actually spotted a group of people that were doing cold water swimming. But in November, it wasn't that. I mean, it was cold, but not that cold still. And I discovered that there was a very small community of people, but they had, I mean, this guy told me that they have a WhatsApp group, but I couldn't find like either an Instagram page or like a Facebook page.
Okay.
So
Okay.
it
Okay.
was quite difficult
To
to
get
access.
hold or
Yeah,
okay.
yeah.
Yeah. Yeah.
I need to do a more research about it, because like to be honest, the last time that I went in the sea swimming was after Christmas. It
Okay.
was a
Okay.
very sunny day. The water was cold, but it was beautiful.
Yeah. Yeah.
So I mean, as a country, especially the more you go in the south, even in winter, you can actually have a kind of a very nice warm swim.
Okay,
But
yeah.
I locally, I do not have heard of many
Okay.
groups.
Okay,
There's
yeah.
more people that are like sign up to swimming federations or like
Uh,
teams that are also doing like races in
okay.
open water. So they are training, but not like a grassroots group that it is organizing activities
Okay.
outside, like
Okay.
competitions and things like
Okay.
this.
Okay. Okay.
Which is
Okay.
kind of a
Yeah.
bummer because I mean,
Yeah, yeah. Well, there we go. You can start a new community.
no, yeah, it's true, and it is really cool how you said that yourself. Different countries are swimming in different scenarios. That's really cool.
Yeah. I've just got one of my swimmers who's just come back from Norway, and
Oh,
she was swimming in Norway. Yeah.
wow!
Right. I mean, that was with
Right
the,
now,
yeah, the mountains
wow!
were white and the sea, and yeah, she was swimming in there, no wetsuit, bobble hat,
Really? Oh my
happy as can
God!
be. So, it's
Wow!
incredible, and that's just coming from England, where she's been swimming in a unheated Lido and
Mm-hmm.
built up that resilience, and she's now
Yeah.
exploring and swimming in Norway. I think it's incredible. It's amazing.
Yeah, that's a really yeah, that's a really cool. And you also are focusing on front crawl swimming. Um, why this, especially this one, and how does it differ from the pool and open water when you are swimming front crawl?
I love front crawl. I love swimming it
Me,
myself.
me too.
I really enjoy the stroke. Yeah, and a lot of people, especially here in the UK, in England, a lot of the swimmers, when they were maybe just taught breaststroke, depends on what age they were.
Oh, really?
Yeah, a lot of
Oh,
I'm talking like older, like maybe people that are about 50 years old,
okay.
50 years old, when they were taught how to swim, it was more about breaststroke.
Oh,
So a
wow.
lot of people are wanting to learn how to swim front crawl. So it's a faster stroke to swim
Yeah.
than breaststroke. Well, we're not Adam PT, so it's just but yeah, I love coaching it. I love understanding the mechanics and all the, like, how to break it down and how to try and make it really simple so that
Yes.
the person who's learning can feel. And it's hard. It's front crawl
It
really
is hard.
is a hard stroke to learn, but that challenge and just as well seeing the people when they send me a photo and they've completed their event, is it's an amazing. It's the difference with the I always say that the pool is your good place. So you use the pool as, making sure that your breathing is right. You
Mm.
really focus on fixing up the stroke, trying to be efficient, so that when you go into the open water, you can transfer those skills. A lot of the thing is the first thing that goes is the breathing. So if you can breathe in the pool, you can definitely breathe in the open water. There's just maybe we've just got to remember a few basics, like maybe exhaling, continuously all the time. Because some people, when they go in the open water, like we said previously, the color of the water, the taste of the water.
Mm.
So a lot of people swim, holding there like there's no ways I'm going to be opening up my mouth in this water. So, and then obviously it affects the stroke. But also to learning sort of the sighting technique as well.
Yeah.
So that we can swim straight, because we don't have obviously black lines at the bottom of the pool that can guide us, or
Mm.
bottom of the lake. So um, we do practice it in the pool as well. We start as the season starts opening up. We start practicing more sighting in the pool, so you become aware of the actual timing of when you should do it and how to keep the eyes really low. I think it's more about, like we said, mentally. Some people, when they get into the open water, it's that mental block of
Hmm.
being in the open water, being a little bit nervous, and um, and also too with Ironman or triathlons and that, where it's the mass starts. Those really, really can affect, especially new swimmers. So
Yeah.
I feel so it's hard. I'm a pretty okay swimmer, and even I find them hard. But we do practice. We do some games in the pool just to get used to it.
That's
And then we
cool.
also too, when we're in the lake as well, when I say to them, right, I'm going to swim and I'm going to nudge you a little bit, and
Yeah,
I'm
yeah.
doing it in kindness. I'm not doing it, but I want you to experience what it feels like.
Yeah, because like if you receive a kick or kind of a slap from someone, it's not that they are purposely want to hit you. It's the heat of the moment. You are
Yeah.
all together and packed in a streamline. And obviously, you are going to receive the kicker like a foot in the face or a little slap.
And you can't see. Everyone's got black wetsuits on. So you can't see. You can see a little bit of like a foot, and that's
No,
it. And with
exactly.
the bubbles, it's you can
It's a
hardly
mess.
see. So yeah, it is a
It's
mess.
a
So,
mess.
but I think going in with an awareness of what a little bit to expect, it just sets you up for
Yeah.
um, yeah, but yeah, front crawl is an amazing. I
Yeah.
love coaching it, teaching it, and swimming. So it's good.
And do you have you ever experienced differences in like the attitude of crawl swimming in the lake, but also in the sea? Like especially towards like the condition of, because there are currents also in the lake. I'm not used to
Yeah.
swim in a lake, mostly in the sea. So this is a
Okay.
very interesting aspect to me.
Yeah. So for us, because we're quite landlocked where we are, we have to travel quite far to go to
Yeah.
the sea. So most of our swimming is done in the lake. Yeah, uh, a lot of my swimmers, they're not used to swimming in the sea.
Mm.
So I think that vastness of the sea, I think also to the salt mouth as well. Um, Also, that just where the body's constantly moving up
Yeah.
and down, sort of over
Yeah.
the waves, that can throw swimmers as well. Also, too, you're sighting differently in the sea. The sea might not be calm, and that you can't do the crocodile eyes like we do in the lake, whereas we're going to
Yes.
have to sight as we go over the
Okay.
waves. The sea is, I have a very huge respect for the sea, but I think because I've always only mainly swum in lakes. And so when I do the long swims, the Ultra 33 swim, um, they have such good safety cover, which is really nice. They have loads of kayakers, loads of boats on the water. So I always, I like knowing that I'm going to be able to, especially in the sea, that I'm going to be
Yeah.
able to see a
Yeah.
kayaker or a boat or whatever,
Yeah.
that I'm not in the sea all on my own. But um, I think, I think it's that. I think also too as well, like when you teach new swimmers as well, is people don't really, I want to say, play in the water. I always say to them, even if you go on holiday, just lie on your back and just play and
Oh, oh, yeah, yeah.
skull and feel the water. So same thing when you go to the sea, just play in the sea, feel
Mm-hmm.
what it feels like to, you know, obviously go where the lifeguards are, swim between the flags
Yes.
and it's safe to swim. Um, but also to, when you go to the sea or the lake, make sure that you're visible. Make sure you've got a swimming
Yeah.
cap on. Make sure
That's
that you've got a tow float.
yes.
Make sure that your family know that you've gone there. You know, nowadays you've got apps on your phone that you can put your phone
I
in
can
your tow
track
float.
you. Yeah.
They can track you. Go and do these things, but start off with a coach. Go and do a sea introduction or a lake introduction, swimming. Get to know it, and then go and explore. Go and every lake or part of the sea has different
Yeah.
things that you can learn from.
Because safety, it's a it's a major topic with swimming, and it's funny how um uh, there are quite a few people that are actually quite surprised when they see you with the safety buoy on your waist. And I mean, maybe like the water is calm. Why do you need that? Or
Yeah.
when you are making yourself very visible. I also have a whistle attached to
Yes.
my
Yeah.
safety buoy because I mean, the water is a natural element, whether it is a lake or the sea. It's something can happen to you. Maybe you are not feeling maybe right, or that sometimes people with like paddle boards or other things, they maybe they are not really used to it, so they cannot see you, and they maybe can
Absolutely.
go a little bit like randomly
Yeah,
in
it's the same
the
with jet skis as well,
yeah,
when they
exactly,
can't see
exactly.
you, when you're just this tiny little blob in this big,
Yeah,
body of water. So, we all have to we all have to share sort of the sea. But I mean,
sure.
I mean, it was just, we were having a random swim in the sea. We were swimming from the beach into a lighthouse. It's been done quite a few times, and we got pulled out. We got
Oh,
but so we had bright colored swim hats.
yes.
We were in our swimming costumes. We had, goggles on. We all had tow floats on, and we didn't we got pulled out a little bit, but thank goodness it was a sunny day, and that they saw us at the
Wow.
lighthouse, and then they threw a buoy in for us to come in. But like you say, you
It
never
is
you never
scary.
know. Respect the sea, and the lakes. Respect
Yeah.
it.
Yeah,
So
yeah. And also, it's not just for other people, but when you are swimming in the cold, there is another set of like safety rules that you have to know, right?
yeah, the cold water, that the cold water is quite a big thing, and a lot of people. Yeah, I've seen a lot of, not a lot, but there's been a lot with hypothermia. Hypothermia
Wow.
catches, it's serious, and the thing is, what happens is with hypothermia is the swimmer generally doesn't know that it's actually happening to them.
That's
So
crazy.
they can feel,
Wow.
because what happens is you all have triggers. So with cold water swimming, some people feel like their trigger is if their body explodes and it feels like they
Oh,
been
wow.
plugged into an electric heater, or like my trigger is I get a pain all the way down my forearm.
Oh.
That's my trigger. So everyone generally has got a limit of, but sometimes the body tricks us and they go, oh, this is so nice. Oh, let's just carry on, carry on. And
Yeah.
they always say with the cold water, you should get out wishing that you had stayed in longer. That's the cue. And every cold water swim is different. So,
Mm.
it depends on your hormones. It depends if you've had sleep the night before, if you've drunk alcohol, if you've eaten, you haven't eaten. All those things play a major, major role. And yeah, when you get hypothermia, it's scary. You, it's scary for the person
I bet.
that's never had it before. It's scary for the people looking. So yeah,
I
the
I've
rule
never
is
had
get
it,
up.
for
No.
example. No, so I don't even know what my trigger could be.
You
Yeah.
learn, normally the first time you do it, the first time you swim, you sort of very cautious. And then you get a little bit braver and you understand your body a little bit more. A lot of people get very nervous of the cold water shock, as in
Mm.
the aftershock. So
Yeah.
when they've come out the water and they're warming up, people don't really like that. I mean, I've had an experience where I was doing an introduction to swimming and the lady got cold and I was like, and then she got the aftershock and then she had a panic attack. So she had the cold water, the aftershock, and then she had a panic attack. And
Wow.
because she didn't know what was happening to her body,
Yeah,
and then
yeah.
that made her anxious. And then
It
it
was
was just
scary.
like, oh my gosh, yeah. So I did phone the ambulance because it's more when you're on your own, you just it's quite hard. You're doing the right things, but you just need backup as that
Yeah.
so the reassurance. But yeah, she was fine and
Oh,
she's
thankfully.
back swimming and
Wow.
she's okay.
That's good. That's the most important thing, like coming back after kind of a bad experience, but still coming back and continuing
Yeah, that's
doing the thing.
yeah, and I think what happens is sometimes people don't always, so they'll go to the sea on their own and they maybe won't do a sea introduction session with someone, and you don't have to, or you don't have to go and have a lake introduction session. But I always say if you've got a really good start, then all you do
Yes.
is you just build up on that. Whereas sometimes, I get people that have gone in and they've gone in a group of swimming and their friends are like, oh, just jump in, oh, come on, don't swim so
Mm,
slow, and then they race, they jump in, they get 50 meters down the lake or in the sea, and then they have a panic attack.
yes.
And then you're like, that's hard to navigate. And like we said previously, the mental now, they've started with the mental right low, now they've got to
Yeah.
try and build it up
It
again.
is true. Funnily enough, I think I would like to have like a lake introduction in open water swimming because I've never I've just paddle boarding in a lake once. I'm not used to swim in a lake, and I think because also my parents are anxious about swimming in the lake, and they were always saying, "Oh, a lot of people have died swimming in the lake." So I'm like. The lake it is a little bit like it's making me
Well, you'll
a
have to
little bit anxious
You'll have to
somehow.
come and do one with me.
Yeah,
When you come
yeah.
to England, then you come and swim and stay here,
It
and then
will
I'll
be
take
really,
you and do
really,
it.
really nice. But it
And then you
is,
can phone your parents and tell them you've done it properly and they're not
yeah.
to worry.
But it is crazy how like you are used to the sea, but actually like a lake, which is a confined space, usually, or it depends obviously on the size of the lake, but can trigger your mind that oh, it's more dangerous than the sea, for example, or vice versa. It's quite crazy.
Yeah, well, I think also too in the sea, in the lake, you've got weeds that, as well
Mm,
that can touch you. I mean, you get seaweed, but generally,
it's
there's
more
not too
passing
much.
by. Yeah.
Yeah, and also too maybe with the jellyfish, it's not really depends where you're swimming. It's not so close to the shore. It's more, but with
Mm.
with the lake, sometimes I love swimming in the rain. I love swimming. I feel
Oh.
naughty when I swim in the rain. With the lake as well as sometimes the mist. So
Uh-huh.
and the fog, you can have about fog,
Oh,
that
nice.
just sits on the top of the water, which is incredible.
That
It's
must be beautiful.
the wind. So the wind, it gives us a little bit of waves, so it
Uh-huh.
just makes it a little bit more
Nice.
exciting. And then obviously when it's just nice and still, it's also so yeah, wind, rain, just
That
go
is
for it. And once
cool.
you're in the water, it doesn't really matter anyway. You're wet,
Oh,
so
yeah, yeah, yeah. You are wet, so I mean,
but it does. It's sometimes it's hard to get to the lake or the sea or whatever
yeah,
when it
yeah.
is raining. Yeah.
It is true, but that is so nice. And I'm curious about something. What's something about your job that it's like it was in one of your posts that people assume that it is always swimming or like always chatting with people, but actually coaching it takes a lot of work and also preparing like plans, etc. So what's the biggest part of your job in coaching the people, and also if there are some like connections with your previous job that you kind of translated into how you are running things now.
Yeah, I think, but the thing is with, yeah, a lot of people think, yeah, I'm just always playing in water somewhere.
Yeah, yeah,
But it is, I think, I get a lot of people that will maybe, they're wanting to try something, but like say, they're wanting to join the squad or they're wanting to come into the lake. So a lot of people sit and watch. They watch me and how I am or how the other people are on social media, and then there's gets quite a lot of inquiries of people asking lots of questions. They're nervous. They want to know, but also too as well as like I've always said to if you've swum with me, you're part of my group.
yeah,
So what happens is sometimes people come in and come out, they dip in, dip out, but they're still part of the group. So
yeah,
people might be have a problem with one particular part of their stroke, or they've just learned and then they've hit a wall and they're feeling a bit demotivated and whatever. And, so I always say to them, email me, don't sit and do it on your own. So people email me. So that, that side, that motivation,
yes,
helping them if they feel stuck, to give them an action plan. I always like, if there is a problem, giving them an action plan. Boom, 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 boom. Let's go. Let's try and do those kind of things to get you back on track again. Also to, the coming up with, I suppose, because I get bored, I like to come up with new ideas. So I do, yeah, I do. Like my husband says to me, you're always sitting on your phone. And yeah, I am. There's that, I'm WhatsApping. I think about that person. Okay, quick, let me WhatsApp that person. Or if I'm on
yeah,
social media and I've seen like a really good fun activity, right, let's
yeah.
try and see how we can do that. I like to try and
That's
change it
cool.
up. If I do
Uh-huh.
Valentine's Day, Halloween, Christmas stuff,
Yeah, yeah,
just come up with different things. Also to, when people are coming to do an activity like swimming or the open water, so they don't want to see someone like going, oh, hello, how are you? It's also holding up that energy as well,
yeah.
so, sometimes I do get tired, but I love it, and have a
I
little bit
can
of
see
at the
that.
have a bit of a recharge,
Yeah.
and then we go back up again.
That's very
And the
interesting.
transfer with this
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
with the corporate catering, I suppose you have to be organized.
Hmm.
I had to, yeah, I was dealing with conferences. I had to make sure, yeah, I was organized, else it wouldn't get done.
Yeah.
And it's the same, I like to be organized. So,
Yeah, so the organizational
uh,
part. Sorry,
yeah, so
my
it just
cat is
transfers. I
photobombing.
know she's telling you he wants to play
Yeah,
now.
she is photobombing a bit. Be cold.
Uh,
Yeah, yeah, because I mean, being organized is a very part of coaching, especially when you have, I mean, you have a group of people, but a group it's made of individuals, so everyone maybe has also different needs, different aspects to work on.
yeah, and it's just, that I, s- even after I've 10 years, I still, when I start a new block and I get to the pool and then everyone's looking at me and I'm like, you feel like a responsibility of,
Yeah, yeah,
these people have come to me and I need to help them. And
yes, it's the
yeah,
caring
that
also.
doesn't go away after 10 years. I don't
That's
know,
good.
maybe I think it even gets, it gets harder because maybe when you first start, you maybe not really aware, or and then as things grow and you're like, oh Gosh,
Yeah.
this is a big responsibility.
It is because it's a technical one to manage everything and to teach, but it is also an emotional one because you have to create a connection and to infuse people of like the right amount of courage to jump in and swim. It's different. And another aspect that it's really interesting about swimming is that like especially for triathlon but in every other sport like there is this constant focus on having the latest piece of equipment that it's making you faster, like carbon plates, shoes, aerodynamic wetsuit, faster bike. But at the end of the day, or like now there are like the goggles
Oh,
that
the
where
form
you
goggles.
can, yeah, and where you can also see how fast are you swimming or how much are you swimming. But at the end of the day, you can have the most expensive wetsuit or like aerodynamic suit, but swimming it's very based on technique. And if you're
Yeah.
not mastering it, you can have all the toys that you want, but you have to learn the technique. You can't
Um,
cheat on that.
you can't, and that's the thing. But I always say, you don't if you want to spend money, you can just open up your purse and the money can fly out. There's
Yeah,
everything possibly, but you don't need, or you don't need to buy the latest thing. It's quite nice now that we have got GPS watches that we
yeah,
can that we can read how far we swam and, break the stroke
yeah.
down.
That's
But to
nice.
be
That
honest,
is nice.
half the people don't know how to use the watches correctly anyway to get the correct data. But
Or they do
um,
not have the drill function, for example.
or they don't have a drill.
Yeah,
That's annoying. That's annoying for
it is.
um, but I think with it's sort of going to the pool. I think for me, as for my swimming, is where I've made the most progress is that I swim with people that are similar ability to myself.
Mm,
I also we go to the pool and we've always got a workout. There's always a plan, whether I'm bringing it or my friends bringing it, or we've
yeah.
always got a plan. We vary it. We use, different pieces of equipment. The equipment are training tools. They are
Yes.
not there. The pool boy is the love. Everyone seems to have this love. It has a place, um, but swimming with buoyancy shorts and only swimming with the pool boy, it's not going to help you. I mean, it's not going to. When you go into the put a wetsuit, it might help you a little bit, but
Yes.
the wetsuit, it's gonna. All those things they just hiding the problems, and you've got to find out what those problems are, and you've got to just work through it and
Yes.
perfect those techniques. And also to, I think, go with one thing. I think the body awareness in the pool of what we think we're doing and what we're actually doing is totally different.
Wow, it is. It is.
We all think we're Olympians. Like I say, we all think we're like rock stars in the water. And then you look at that video and you go, oh my goodness. And I'm the same. I go for swimming lessons as well to go
Oh,
and
really?
yeah, because I think you learn from other coaches. You learn
Yeah,
what's
that's
you
interesting.
know, the coaching cues that they've got. And I'm like, oh, that really makes sense. Okay, I like that. Or also to you learn what's not good and make sure that you
Yeah.
don't ever do that.
Yes.
Also to, I have a technical knowledge of the stroke, but also when I'm swimming, bad habits, they creep
Uh-huh.
in.
Yeah,
So,
yeah.
um, yeah, so I do go for swimming lessons as well. Not very often, but I do go just to look up on my own technique. But yeah, I think
Yes.
use all the stuff as a training tool, especially like the fins, the pool boy, hand paddles, and then yeah, and focus on the technique, but one thing at a time.
Yes, yeah. No. It is. The other day, I was in the pool, and in the lane next to mine, there were three kids with a coach, and they wanted to play around. They didn't really wanted to. They were doing like the drills, but they didn't want to do them. And the coach was they were very little kids, and the coach was stressing that you have to learn the technique before playing around in the pool. Technique first, and then you are messing around. And I was laughing too, but it is true, because if you are not learning the technique, you are not also making progresses. So there isn't like a shortcut in swimming.
No, but I do, because I think also too, people train, okay, for swimming events, Ironman events, but it's also relaxation for them. It's time to switch off. And so for myself, I always say to my swimmers, there's a balance. So yes, work on technique, okay, but I also want you to make sure that you're working on your fitness as well.
Yeah,
And I want you to make sure that you're having fun. So
yeah,
all those three components, because what happens is a lot of people, and you know, people are quite driven, and sometimes that compulsion as well. So they'll only go to the pool, and they will only do technique. And then I always say to them, it like saps the life out of your front crawl. And then you're like, I don't like swimming anymore. This is too hard. It's horrible.
it is true. It's you are taking the fun out of the activity, but you also have to have fun.
Absolutely. If you've had a
Yeah.
hard day at work, and just even getting you into the pool and just to do the swim, that's it's major. Or if sometimes I've had people that are, they really battle with their mental health, and just for them to get in the pool has
Yes.
been a major. So now if
Yeah.
I come there and I'm like, right, like, your hand entry's wrong and your feet are sinking, and there's
No.
no rotation or whatever, that person is going to leave and they're going to feel deflated. So it is that balance of, I want to help you, but okay, we're going to be a little bit more gentle today. So let's work on
Yes.
our touch turns today.
Yeah.
Okay,
Yeah.
maybe I know I can see you're not in a good place, but so touch turns, and let's just push yourself a little bit so that when you leave, you're going to feel great afterwards. So yeah, it's navigating. Well, that's with my coaching, is navigating the people as how
I
they are.
yes. I think that's a really one of the most important quality even of a coach, being able to have these emotional cues that it's making you understand that, oh, this person in maybe that day or maybe in general doesn't need like a harsh approach, or like a more like sergeant approach. Like this is what I like about my running coach, because he knows that if he start nagging me about like paces or like running faster, hitting PBs all the time, I start getting anxious, because I
Yeah,
put on myself
the
too
pressure.
much, yeah, too much pressure and too much expectations, and sometimes I DNF a race because I
Yeah.
was like too anxious. But he actually knows how to balance these
Yeah,
things.
you get to know and you're
Yeah,
like, okay, right. I mean, I can be hard, but I can also be kind. So like you say,
yeah,
it's that balance. Okay, right. The non-negotiable today. Right. You're all doing well, and you're going to support each other
yes,
in the lane or in the lake. Right. We're going to work on it, and we're going to go and push, and we're going to get hard. We'll swim hard. So
it
yeah,
is true.
it's that it's 100% a balance. But the main thing is, it just warms my heart that if for them to get the person to get there, if they're having a tough time, just come,
Yes. Yeah.
you
Yeah. Yeah.
will
Yeah.
feel. I mean, I have rules for myself of, I don't always feel like going swimming, but my rule
Obviously.
is that I must go. And even if I just swim 10 minutes, so that's a
Just do that.
non-negotiable at 10 minutes. Then after 10 minutes, you feel better anyway. And then my next rule is then I'm not allowed to get out until I've swum 2K. But, everyone has, those are my rules of how I
Yes.
negotiate when I'm not feeling it. But so other people might have different rules
Obviously.
or whatever
Yeah.
to get, yeah.
And I was curious, and then I will let you go because
No,
I
no.
know you are very busy. But I was curious to ask you something. You have coached for 10 years, and what do you think you have learned in return from all the people that you have coached?
They can do anything. Honestly, that anyone can do it. Anyone can swim. Anyone can swim in the open water. Um, I've just, it amazes me, when I see swimmers and they're saying like, I'm doing a full Ironman and we're only like swimming one length of front crawl. And I'm like, right. But I've learned the determination
Hmm.
and perseverance that these people have is phenomenal. It's how they push themselves and get through it and do
Hmm.
it. I think that's the main thing of that. But generally, everyone can do it. It doesn't
Yeah,
matter how an open water event, start off small. I always say start off with a little goal and then, build up. But
build up. Hmm.
anyone can do it. Anyone can learn. So yeah,
No, it is true because it's. I mean, you really see some stories that are very inspirational, and I mean, you don't have to be like a podium athlete or like an elite level
absolutely
of
not.
athlete to do these things. And I think. I mean, personally, for example, I am more like excited and moved by normal people that have normal lives and that are embarking on these adventures because it's like, oh, you are, I mean, we are similar, you are like me and you are doing these things, and it makes me want
Y-
to do something crazy and cool like that too.
And
uh,
and yeah, you can relate and
mm,
yeah, but everyone's got a story.
yeah,
There's
yeah,
always a backstory of
yes,
something,
yes,
and when you hear those stories, you're like, gee whiz, that's like, incredible. That's
yes.
but yeah, anyone can do it. Anyone can do it.
And what's your biggest what's like the main advice that you can give to people that are approaching to swimming? Because for example, the other day I was talking with a friend. She had her kid doing it was a swimming competition, and I asked her, did you also swim too, like while we're waiting for her? And she was like, oh no, I'm not swimming there because too many people know me and I'm not confident in my swimming, so I choose another pool to practice
Okay, yeah.
my swimming. So what's your advice to kind of overcome uh, this it's not a limit, it's more like this fear of
Yeah.
being
Well, to be
seen.
honest with you, I mean, one of the things I like about open water swimming is the body confidence, as in maybe I think more my open water swimmers are a little bit bigger maybe than it and it people are so busy thinking about themselves that
It is true.
and I know it's really hard especially when you're nervous. But I can tell you now, they're so busy looking in their bags. They're so worrying about them that they don't even see everyone else is
It's
just a
true.
blank. And if it's gonna, if it's my daughter's busy, doing some, hasn't done exercise and started exercise. She also doesn't want to go into the gym, but so we've got her a treadmill at home, so she's running at home. I think even it
Nice.
doesn't matter how you just start,
Just yeah.
because once you start, you meet people, you build confidence, and then it just grows from there. But the thing is, you just have to start
Yeah.
and
Yeah.
somewhere, and be with people that are in similar ability to yourself. My husband's just started playing golf. I said to him,
Oh,
go
really?
and play with people that are also new. You
Yeah.
don't feel pressure. You feel, and that's what he's doing. He went away for the weekend. He had a lovely time. Be with people that are in the similar abilities to yourself, and
Yes.
then you grow together, and
Yeah,
then you go and explore
exactly.
together. But just start. Be brave.
Yes. Yes, that's the biggest advice. Yeah, yeah. Just do it. Really. I mean, just start and just do your thing, because everyone is
Yes.
doing the same, and at the end of the day, they want to remember you in the pool or at the running track or the golf course or wherever they are. Yeah.
No, they're not thinking or looking at your swimming costume. I can tell you that now.
Yes, yeah, yeah, yeah.
Oh,
This has been a really great conversation because I can see that you are very passionate about the sport, but also about the people, the community that you have built. It is really amazing what you have done in
oh,
all
thank
these
you. I do
years.
love my swimmers. I do love them lots.
I can see that, and it is also I can see also, but just not like now, but also from your posts that you are really caring about them, and it's the human aspect that it's very important, and that comes first, or at least this is what I take from your activity. It is
Oh,
very very inspiring.
oh, thank you. But really, if you're ever on this side, oh, you've got to come and swim and come and join one
Yeah,
of the
that
groups or
will
in the
be
lake.
so
You're very
cool.
welcome.
Yeah, that will be. I must organize that because I mean, in general, my time in the UK was great. Also, I had very fun memories of Liverpool. It's where this ick for the this thing for the triathlon has started.
Okay, okay.
So no, yeah, yeah, and I want to swim in a lake also in the UK.
We'll organize. Oh, but thank you so much for having, the time and
No,
everything,
thank
and
you too
just,
for the
appreciate
time.
that.
Really, thank you, Heather, for being with me. It was such a lovely chat and a very important one, I think, for people like me who are starting out and that sometimes they feel like they need to be like good at everything and always nailing paces, times, and lengths, but it is the journey that the most important thing. And so yeah, thank you very much.
Thank you.
Thank you. Bye.